people, this is RKOtheMic Plays, and today we are playing Super Mario Maker 2, specifically a new Super World, Super Keenz2 World. Now, if you guys don't know, Keenz, who I believe this is his second account on Mario Maker because he made so many levels on his first account that he ran out of space, is one of the best Mario Maker creators there's ever been in Mario Maker 2. I didn't really play Mario Maker 1 a lot. I don't know if he was popular or if he was making levels back then. He might have been. I do know in Mario 2, his levels are always in the popular list. They're always near the top. They're considered some of the best levels you can play. And I was told by somebody in my chat that he created a Super World, and I immediately wanted to play it. So we are going to take, looks like it's 9 courses total, so hopefully not too many. Probably knock it out in 1 or 2 videos. But I want to play through Super Keenz2 World. I heard it's a lot of fun. I don't think it's super challenging. I think it's a lot of Team Jamp style levels, which usually aren't that bad. But I'm so excited to play it. Also, my Discord came through for me like gangbusters. I told them, you know, recording these videos is very awkward because I'm used to streaming and having people to talk to. So I said, hey guys, why don't you give me some questions, topics I could talk about? And they came through like I could not believe. I love them so much. My Discord community is unbelievable. We'll have a link in the description if you want to join. It's a great group of people. We want more great, fun, positive people there. In particular, my good pal Taurus asked me a bunch of really fun questions that I think I could give some pretty fun answers to. So I think I'm going to start with her, and I'm going to start with Super Keenz World 2. I think I've talked enough, guys. I mean, granted, I'm going to talk a lot fucking more, but at least you get to watch me play Mario while I do it. I think it's time that we get into Super Keenz World. You guys ready? Because I sure am. Super Keenz2 World by Keenz2. Guys, I am so excited to do this. Let's do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Alright, let's start it off, baby. 30 lives to start with. That's not a bad starting point. Taurus's first question was, what's a hill I would die on? Something that I don't care what anybody says, this is something I believe in. I think I did all of that very wrong. You know what, maybe before I answer that question, I'll take a minute to figure out what the fuck's going on here. So I'm going to jump and get this, jump and get that. Oh, okay, jump. Okay, this makes sense now. So I want to jump over there. Do I want to use the spring or not? What? I forgot to jump for the one up top. What is the hill I'll die on? There's only one hill I'll die on. There's no hill worth dying on. At least not in the way that we use it anymore. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but the phrase, a hill to die on, is a military term. And what it basically means is holding a position, usually something like a hill, that has absolutely no tactical value and could end up costing you, that's a weird jump, could end up costing you and not even benefiting you if it works out. And the problem is that we never use it for anything good. Like, nobody's ever like, I'll die on the hill of trans rights. Yeah, that one I would totally die on the hill of. Or Black Lives Matter. Yeah, of course. The problem is nobody's ever using it like that on social media. They're always using it on something ridiculous like pineapple on pizza is the grossest thing ever. I will die on this hill. Really? You'll die on that hill? Why? That's fucking insanity. And I get what you're going to say. Well, it's just hyperbole. Is it, though? Is it really? Because I feel like we're starting to judge each other on some really weird shit. Alright. Okay. Okay, this makes sense. That did not. Oh, okay, so I'm going to hit him and jump over that. Okay. For instance, I like pineapple on pizza. I also don't care that other people don't like it. If I go to a party and people are like, what pizza do you want to order? And they ask me, I'll be like, I like pineapple on pizza. And if people want that, awesome. And if they don't, I don't fucking care. Because it doesn't matter. I find the idea of a hill to die on very interesting. Again, I'm talking about specifically the kind of hills that don't matter. Not something about human rights, not something about civil rights, something that's like, I don't know, your favorite horror movie franchise of all time. Or fucking Metal Gear Solid 2 was the best Metal Gear. I'll die on this hill, which by the way is objectively wrong, but I still don't care if that's your opinion. The thing that I also find weird is people have this weird feeling that, like, if they don't like something, it shouldn't exist in the world. And that's not really the way life works. Like, I don't like reality shows. I don't fucking care that they exist. Shit. They're not bothering my life at all. They don't affect me. It's the same thing with hot tub streams. People... I hear so many streamers complain about hot tub streamers. I'm losing viewers to hot tub streamers. No, you're not. Let me ask you something, especially for the men here. Is there ever a time where it's like 2 in the morning and you're like, hey, I'm either going to watch Pornhub or some nerd play video games? No. You know which one you want to watch well before. Do I just want to do a small hop off of that? You know well beforehand what it is that you want to fucking do. So, I think that we live in a time where there are unlimited entertainment options. And just like as when I'm doing comedy, when I'm streaming, I realize that people have an indefinite amount of entertainment to choose from. The fact that a single person is willing to spend their time watching your entertainment, you should be thrilled about. Not complaining about losing viewers to something that is in no demographic way compared to what you're doing. That's like literally caring that Pornhub exists because you want to be a streamer and Pornhub is taking away your viewers. So's Netflix. So's Hulu. So is YouTube. None of that matters. What matters is growing an audience of people who want to choose you. I feel like I got really far away from the hill to die on thing, but I'm passionate about these things, so I figured why not? We could talk about them a little bit. That's exactly what I wanted to do, alright. Hey, a checkpoint. Hey, a very quick death. What was the next part of her question? Because it was very good. Also, what makes someone immediately here, we'll pause the timers real quick. Also, what makes you someone... No, I'm sorry. Also, like, what makes someone immediately unlikable to you? Like if they wear their socks inside out, or are obsessed with inflation porn. Like some red flags that are more unique than just somebody who, like, everybody tells you they suck or something stupid like that. Great question, Taurus. Another great question. What makes somebody immediately unlikable to me? Like, what if they wear their socks inside out or are obsessed with inflation porn? So, when I first got this question, I glanced at all the questions just to make sure I understood what everybody was asking, because some of my viewers are a little bit younger. I am a late millennial, and a lot of them are not. So sometimes I have to ask, like, what does this phrase or whatever mean? What am I doing here? Not that. Oh, I'm gonna small jump out of the mushroom. Okay. What are some things that make somebody immediately unlikable to me? This is going to sound ridiculous, but nothing. There's instant arrogance makes you unlikable, but that's an action that you did. So I want to remove actions from it for the first part of the question. The only physical characteristic I can think of that really makes me not like somebody instantly is people who dress up like, or who I know are obsessed with Viking history to the point where they act like they are modern day Vikings. You know, even though they drive like a Tesla or something, they like own fucking real bear skin fucking capes or some shit. That kind of bothers me. Tom Segura has a great bit about how people who wear cowboy hats should have to live the cowboy lifestyle. And I feel like that's the thing with Vikings, too. Also, why are you idolizing a group that was known for raping? Like that was one of their main jobs. You understand that, right? I don't think you guys get that, you Viking people. But that's fine, whatever. So that's the only group that I immediately judge. Outside of that, what things immediately make me dislike somebody? Wait, what do I want to do there? I gotta be honest, there's not much that immediately, without somebody opening their mouth and offering some kind of a life opinion that is contradictory to my own values, and my own values basically revolve around just basic human rights. You know, if you, I have a problem. I look like the kind of person who gets handed a tiki torch or literally has a closet filled with them. I look like I own multiple red baseball caps. I do not. I am the furthest thing from that as humanly possible. That being said, I also live in an area that has a lot of those people, and a lot of people who don't know me, see me, look at me, and assume I'm, quote-unquote, on their team, which I am not. And that leads to some awkward conversations. But outside of somebody immediately doing something like that, I don't really have any immediate red flags, as far as, like, friends go, at least. Or potential romantic partners. Like, I think the only potential red flag with a partner is that you want to be attracted to them, you know? Like, I know there's people who'd be in my position who's like, oh, you don't want to date me just because I'm fat. Well, yeah, some people aren't attracted to overweight people. I totally get that. I'm not attracted to people who have zero interest in the future of our society. Like, people who don't understand... I want to hit that again on the way back to that guy, maybe? Like, people who don't get the idea that, like, we're a civilization that's going to exist after we die. I find that to be an immediate turnoff. Obviously, we all have physical characteristics that we find attractive or not attractive. And I don't get why people get worked up about that. Like, that's like saying you have a problem with somebody's favorite ice cream flavor or favorite pizza toppings. Those things aren't things you choose. They're preferences. If your favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip, you didn't choose that. No matter how much you might want to think you did, you didn't. You tried a bunch of things, and that one made something in your brain go, this one is for us. That's the same thing with physical attraction. There's no reasoning behind it. It's what you personally find attractive. So getting upset about somebody who's not attracted to you because of what you look like, whatever. Yeah, are there a lot of people who aren't attracted to overweight people? Sure, but there's a lot of people who aren't attracted to tons of different things. I know tons of great-looking guys in amazing shape who aren't over 6 feet, who women won't look at because they're not over 6 feet. Oh well, it's not the end of the world, man. And honestly, I find that stuff shallow. I think a lot of you guys find that stuff shallow, so why would you want to be with somebody who's that shallow? So don't worry about it. But to get back to the main point, you have to really open your mouth and say something for me to find a red flag, for the most part. Unless you're a Viking, then fuck off immediately. I do not care. Also, I had to briefly ask somebody what inflation porn was, and don't Google it if you don't know. No kink shaming. If that's what you're into, that is totally cool. However, I'm not happy that knowing what it is now exists in my head. I gotta be honest. Again, personal preference, not kink shaming anybody. I just wish I didn't know. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Did I want to hit the shell there? I'm not sure what I wanted to do there. That's a fun little iframe section. I don't know if I love this setup. Okay, you have to hit that block again on the way back to stop your momentum from hitting that Goomba too quick. Block, block, block. That doesn't matter. Okay. At least I was aiming for it. Now I'm hitting that. Hitting that. Hey, how about that? In there. Did we get a checkpoint? We beat the first level. Beautiful. 12 minutes 34. Alright, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I should probably end that now. See, that says 3:53, but that didn't take into account everything before the checkpoint, so that's not right. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I stopped to talk a lot. I don't fucking know, guys. Who cares? It's not a world record. Nobody gives a shit. Keenz, great first level, man. That was awesome. Really good. Really good stuff. I'm excited for the next one. Alright, so as we're about to start the next level, let's get into Taurus's next question. If you had to choose a dead famous person to talk... I'm sorry. If you had to choose a dead famous person to show a movie to, who would you choose and what movie? I ask people this a lot, and one time someone said they'd show Paul Walker what he looks like digitized. Okay. I'm going to start at the end of that question and work my way backwards, because I want to start with the digitized part, and because I have some thoughts on that that are not technically related to the question, but it's going to kill some time, because let's face it, I can't just be staring at the screen playing Mario, especially because I'm not that fucking good at it. Alright, 3, 2, 1, here we go! Digitized characters. Paul Walker, okay, so I've only seen the first two Fast and the Furious movies. So I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with if he was digitized. My guess is that they digitized him for a later movie after he had passed away. Okay, so that's not gonna work. I'm a Star Wars fan, so for me, a digitized character is a very interesting topic because we've had a couple. So start with the obvious one, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is alive, is involved with it. I don't think that in any way is weird. That's dead. I have to spin and jump up to there. You know, the actor is aware of what's going on. He's fine with them using a digitized younger version of himself. That's great. I think, is it Rogue One that had both a digitized young Leia and a digitized Grand Moff Tarkin in it? I don't know why, but one feels ickier to me than the other. And I think it could be because of Carrie Fisher's much more recent passing. I don't know. What I do know is that made me feel very weird, seeing her, the young Princess Leia, digitized at the end of Rogue One. Whereas Grand Moff Tarkin, I just remember thinking, God damn, they did a really good job on this. It looks great. And I don't necessarily know that that's the... Fuck, I need to get up there before the water comes up. I don't necessarily know that I think it's in best taste. Like, let me use an upcoming movie as an example. Black Panther. I really hope they don't do anything to digitize a Chadwick Boseman into it. Now, if they want to have somebody in the Black Panther suit say it's T'Challa and have him, get killed off that way, that's one thing I think would make perfect sense. Whoa. At the same time, just start the movie with his funeral and explain how he died off screen, Say that he died in a battle of some sort, Be respectful of the person. I'm not a huge fan of digitizing characters. I think that unless it's a an actor who's been dead quite a long time and whose family is totally okay with it, and it makes really good story sense to do it. Other than that, no, I don't. I'm not a big fan of the digitizing thing. So I think the people who would want to do that to show that to Paul Walker, I don't know, maybe Paul Walker would enjoy that. I wouldn't. I know that. That's all I could say. Can we get in there, please? Holy shit. Okay. That wasn't terrible. That wasn't terrible. So as to the next part of the question. Well, already did that very wrong. What am I supposed to do there? Alright, we're going to get back to that question in a second. I need to figure out what's going on here. Oh, I could jump over it then. Okay, that's what I'm going to swim. Okay. Alright, I got it. What famous dead person would I want to be able to show a TV or movie show to today? There's a couple. I would love to... I think that if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, how could you not want to be interested in... Excuse me. What Tolkien would have thought of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's a big one. Because I honestly do believe he would have liked a lot of it. I don't think he would have loved all of it. I think he would have had problems with some things that were cut. But I also think that you have to look at things from a movie-making standpoint. And when you're making a movie, a lot of times, I know this isn't always a popular thing to say among rabid fans. And believe me, I'm a rabid fan of some things, too, that have been drastically changed for film, and I'm okay with it because it makes sense narratively. Sometimes the story you're telling in a movie is a much more succinct version, and sometimes that means cutting a lot of stuff that people might love. And that happens. But I like, so Tolkien is one I'd really like to see. I would love to see Robert Jordan's reaction to the first season of The Wheel of Time on Amazon. I think that they did a brilliant job with it. I think they were insanely true to the characters. Oh, is that going to reset the water? I think they were insanely true to the characters. And I would very much love to hear what he thinks of the show. I think that the changes they made it more interesting. I think as much as I loved Robert Jordan as a writer, brevity was not his strong point. Pacing wasn't his strongest point. Amazing writer. And you could get lost in the world. It didn't matter that it was slow. But as far as pacing a story, no, it wasn't his strongest suit. And the show does a much better job of it, and I would like to see it. Also, I think that Rosamund Pike as Moiraine is literally the best casting that's happened in Hollywood in years. And I think he would be incredibly impressed with her. A lot of it is I would like to see how certain people would react to how the world changed. You know, it would be nice to see that. So there were so many scientists killed during the Catholic tribunals during the Enlightenment. Because a lot of the theories that they posited were, went against Catholic scripture. The idea that for some reason, the Catholic Church was hell-bent on the idea that the Earth was the center of the universe. And then all of a sudden, we had people who were disproving that. And, they were literally tried and sometimes killed as heretics. That's fucking insane to me. So it would be nice to be able to see some of those people get to have a chance to see their lives' works vindicated, especially when they weren't vindicated, in life. I'm trying to think specifically of a movie or a book. I would love to see, who wrote The Time Machine? H.G. Wells or Jules Verne? Jules Verne, I think. Whichever one wrote it, I would love to see. There was a movie that came out in 2001 that's not great. It was starred Guy Pearce. I would love to see his reaction to that movie. I think it would be very funny. I can't think of any others. You know what? I would love to know your comments on anything I've talked about tonight, but especially on this point. What famous dead person would you like to show a movie or TV show, or even a book or something in life? What if you could have that conversation with one dead person, get them back for one day, and just show them something different that was particular to their life and their time? Who would it be and why? I would love to know your answer to that. You know, maybe if I shut up, maybe if I shut up, I'll actually beat this level. Now they stopped asking questions and got into a fight about who plays a hotter version of Death on television. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about Death. I would say the devil has got to be the guy from Lucifer. I've never even seen the show, and I know he's fucking gorgeous, so I'm assuming him. Hela from Ragnarok, she was pretty banging. That sounds horrible. She was very attractive playing Death. I mean, Cate Blanchett is a beautiful woman, but she really made Hela look fucking murderous as hell, but also very cute. So that was cool. What did I think of No Way Home? Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay. That's a good question. For the most part, I loved it. Fuck me. I keep forgetting to fucking sprint into that block. What did I think of Spider-Man No Way Home? First and foremost, I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was really fun. I thought it did a great job of expanding on the character arc and the mythos of the MCU's version of Peter Parker, first and foremost. The fan service is amazing, and I think a lot of this movie wouldn't have been possible without all of the history of Spider-Man. It just wouldn't. Like, it's not like they're just there as backdrops. The central plot of the movie is these characters from other movies, which I think is a very ballsy and very brilliant move, because they easily could have just brought them in for cameos or something like that. So first and foremost, as far as Tom Holland goes, I thought this was by far his best performance as Spider-Man. It was heartbreaking, to be completely honest. Okay, I'm gonna jump off of that, swoop to that on off. All right. Tom Holland's performance in this was great. I think, you know, it's a very Star Wars-y, Joseph Campbell-y hero with 1,000 faces idea that eventually your hero needs to lose their mentors, whether it's their parents, you know, their Obi-Wan Kenobi, whatever it is. Your hero at some point has to strike out completely on their own. And they were very clearly going for that with this. And the one fan theory that's been positive that I love is that the entire trilogy of Spider-Man movies has just been one giant Peter Parker origin story. I love that idea. I think that's a great idea. Fuck me. I do. I really think that's a fucking fantastic idea. That this whole thing has been just one giant story telling the beginning of Peter Parker becoming the Spider-Man that we know from the comics. And I think when you look at it like that, they did a really good job. I think it was very ballsy for them to have it end with him having lost literally everybody. That's a big move for a blockbuster movie to make for a character that's primarily aimed at children. It's funny, when we saw it in the theaters, I think a lot of us were just completely overtaken by the sense of awe and wonder of, everybody coming in and how much it was about all those villains and all the returning Spider-Man, that we kind of didn't really process the fact that it was a sad as fuck movie. It is super depressing. This kid loses everything. And part of the reason I brought up the hero with 1,000 faces is because his final mentor, Aunt May, had to go. You can't get to that point unless you, excuse me, unless you lose everybody that you have to rely on. At some point, to become a true hero, there's going to be a point where you have to rely on just yourself. And that movie really drove that home in a very visceral way, where you feel him lose everything. And it's rough. So that's my first thought. That being said, I loved that they did that, and I thought it was brilliant storytelling. Now, onto the more fun stuff. Right from the beginning, I've always thought, I know people love the Green Goblin performance by Willem Dafoe, and I do too. But I have always been partial to Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. I think he was a truly sympathetic character in every sense. I loved the way his story ended in Spider-Man 2. And I thought he was one of the two best performances of this movie, the other being Willem Dafoe. But whereas Willem Dafoe's came very much from the insanely evil version of the Green Goblin that he plays in the two sides of Norman. Alfred Molina's is solely based on just the one thing we wanted more than everything was for him to revert back to his old self and reconnect with Peter. And getting to see him do that was so rewarding. So rewarding. Ooh. I suck so bad. I really think that the end game of the Spider-Man, since they're going to do a new trilogy, if it continues with Tom Holland, I think it's safe to say the end game has to be him reconnecting with MJ and Ned and finally getting their memories back and all that. That being said, I think now is a better time than ever for, first off, Sony to go ahead and do another Amazing Spider-Man. Who the fuck cares if there's more than one Spider-Man at a given time? We get it. We're not idiots. The audiences aren't dumb anymore. So make an Amazing Spider-Man 3, and as far as the Tom Holland stuff goes, this is by far the perfect time to introduce Miles Morales. Have Peter become the mentor, have him start growing into the leadership role, have Miles be our new avatar. You know, just the way Peter was our avatar into the world because he was a kid and, you know, this was all foreign to him and he was the young buck. Now he's not anymore. Let Miles be our viewpoint character. I think that could be amazing. Not to mention, I don't read comic books, but as I understand it, he's like one of the most popular Marvel comics out there, the Miles Morales comics. So you have a built-in fan base, just like you do for Spider-Man. Fuck me. So you have nothing to worry about there. Fucking go for it. Like, just do it. It's gonna be awesome. People are going to love it. Like, just go ahead and do it. People are gonna love it. So I would really love to see them utilize Miles Morales in the next Spider-Man MCU trilogy. Outside of that, those are really my biggest thoughts on it. I thought the performances all around were really good. Obviously, fuck, I have to hold right when I fall out of that. Obviously, what's his name? Reese Fonz got the least to do as Lizard. And I feel like most of Sandman stuff was probably offset. That being said, and I don't know, I could be wrong on that. That being said, I thought that they did a lot to really kind of address some of the issues in the older movies, but more than anything, really respect the cinematic history of Spider-Man. Like, it never really felt like they were going there were a couple little small gags here and there, but it never felt like they were going out of their way to say, like, we're better than the old stories. It never felt like that. And I really liked that. So yeah, those are my thoughts on No Way Home. I think it's overall a really good movie. I think it had some incredible performances. I think it was incredibly heart-wrenching. But I thought it was really beautiful. And a great story of redemption for a lot of people. And now they're fighting over who plays a hotter character of death in other movies. My Discord's very strange sometimes. You guys should all join it. It's a lot of fun. I talked about this in another video, but I am going to mention it briefly. This week was the season finale of Severance, which, if you haven't watched Severance, guys, I can't stress enough. If you don't have Apple TV, listen, it's like, I don't have any Apple products. I don't like Apple at all. So when I tell you this, you know I'm telling you this purely because I truly enjoy the content. And I obviously don't get sponsored by them, because if I did, we'd have a better fucking setup here. Apple has a show called Severance, and the only reason I watched this is because somebody in my Twitch chat told me to. And I looked it up, and I saw that Adam Scott was the star of it. And I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan. It's probably my favorite show of all time besides Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So I was like, fuck it. A half hour to an hour long show, I can give one episode a try. I don't give a shit what it's about. I'll just give it a try. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Adam Scott's in it. I'm going to give it a fucking try. Guys, I've been addicted to this show from the second I watched it. The basic premise is, imagine that you had the ability Oh, are we done again? Beautiful. Have more? No? Alright. Beautiful. Another one down. Alright, looks like it's time for the first castle. Which, if there's only... Are there 2 worlds or 3? I don't remember. Oh. We're definitely going to get right into this one, so... 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Wrong button. Stop the timer. I'm such a dumb fuck. Try this again. No, don't quit playing. Jesus Christ, Mario. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. There we go. Beautiful. Much better timing. All right. What was your favorite place? What are some of the favorite places you've gone on tour? And do you have any upcoming tour dates? I don't have any upcoming tour dates. I went on... Oh, that's going to go... Oh, okay, I get it. I went on tour in the summer of 2021, and if I'm being completely honest, it made me feel really bad. Delta was really just taking off, and I felt like I was just encouraging... Oh, I have to come back to the red one after that. Okay, got it. I really felt like I was just encouraging people to break COVID protocols, which I think was not a good thing to do. So no, I don't have anything right now. I am going to start going out and doing open mics to get a brand new set together. I'm going to do that locally, but I will update on my YouTube and Discord and Twitch and everything what and when I'll be doing and where you can see me if you so choose. Like I said, for right now, they'll be mostly open mics because I want to work on some new materials, so those are usually free to get into. So if you do want to come hang out, it's not going to cost you anything. And you don't even have to offer to buy me a drink because I don't drink, so... I'll tell you this much. As a child, I didn't get to travel a ton, but I did get to travel a somewhat decent amount. Oh, you have to do that quick. And then a spring is going to fall. Okay. My family went to Orlando and Alabama every year for vacation. So I got to see a lot of, like, the East Coast of the United States. And I liked a lot of it. This summer was the first time I ever got to... Fuck. Not this summer was the first time I ever got to fuck. That's absurd. I'm almost 40 years old. Obviously, I fucked somebody before this summer. It was 2 summers ago. Anyways, I fell in love with one state and one region in particular. The state was Colorado. Not just because I met a wonderful woman there, who I'm still seeing, but Colorado reminded me of my home a lot. In a lot of ways. I live in Pennsylvania. I live in the middle of the Lehigh Valley. Northern Lehigh Valley, so the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area. How am I supposed to... Oh, do I stay on the blue... I jump up and then land back on the blue block, then go over to the spring? Maybe? There we go. I have no idea what I'm doing at the end there. Well, we'll try different things till we find one that works. The other area that I fell completely in love with was the Pacific Northwest. It's absolutely amazing up there. I would love to live in either Colorado or the Pacific Northwest. I know that people complain about places like Wyoming. Like, I have viewers who are from Wyoming who are like, I hate it here. And I was like, yo, I love driving through your state. Everybody was so nice. The places were so cool. I personally really dug it. But Colorado would be my... If I was moving somewhere in America, Colorado would be my first choice. And then second choice would be... probably LA. Well, fuck me. Oh, I was talking about Severance before, wasn't I? Okay. So my friend tells me to watch this show, right? I know nothing about it other than Adam Scott's in it. And I put on the first episode, and it's very trippy. I personally recommend watching this show, going into it without watching any trailers. I will give you a brief synopsis of it. If not, probably skip the rest of this video. I don't know how long I'm going to talk about it for. But the premise of the show is this. Imagine when you went to work every day. Am I dropping that? I don't think I'm dropping. I think I'm dropping it, not throwing it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to drop it really quickly, run over onto the red and up into the spring there. Right? Right? Is that right? I don't actually know if that's right or not, guys. I'm not sure what's going on this level anymore. This is very creative, but it's hard to tell necessarily what you're supposed to do in a couple of the spots. Okay, so here, hit that, hit the spring. Hit one of the fucking guys. Don't gap him like an asshole. Jesus Christ. Jump on it twice. You moron. So imagine, I'm sure a lot of you dislike your jobs. I think we've all had a job in our life that we disliked. I don't think that's abnormal. Imagine you could have a procedure done. Completely safe. It takes a couple minutes to do. You heal basically instantly. Small incision. Pretty much zero chance of anything going wrong. Like, this is a proven technology. Many people do it. Nobody worries about whether or not it's risky to do it in and of itself. Okay? So that's the first thing you have to understand. All of the questions about it are ethical questions. Okay, and then small bounce down. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do there. So you could have this chip implanted in your brain. in what is a very painless procedure. And what this chip does is separate, I forget what the phrase they use is, separate your chronological memories, more or less. Meaning, when you go to work every day, the second you pass a certain point in the building, your brain flips off and you enter into a second consciousness. This consciousness is only ever active at work. It has no idea who you are outside of work. It doesn't know if you're married, if you have kids, what your hobbies, what your interests are. It's basically a newborn, but an adult. And it's you. And it retains a lot of your personality, right? Then when you leave work every day, you no longer remember what you did at work. You have no idea what you do at your job. But you also don't then stress over your job. You don't bring your job home with you. You just go in and do the work every day, and then you're done. So there's two different versions of you. And depending on how you view consciousness, you know, who are you going to end up seeing life through the consciousness of the person who's always stuck at work? Because if so, that person's entire existence is just basically working. Think about that. Every day you leave work, and the next thing that happens the second you leave work is you come back to work. Now, at the same time, every time you go into work, you go from walking in the elevator to work to walking out of the elevator at the end of your shift, and you remember none of it. There's obviously pros and cons to both sides of it, and the show is a mix between a workplace comedy and a mystery / thriller. And it handles these two sides like I can't even explain. We spent constantly every week, we were theorizing what was going to happen next. What did certain things mean? What is the company who runs this up to? It becomes very clear early on that that there's something more sinister than what's on the surface. Which, when you think about the technology involved, it's hard to think it wouldn't be sinister for some company to get involved and try to use that to their benefit at the cost of people. I can't stress enough how much you should watch this show. It's so fucking good. Like, I can't even describe how good this show is. It is funny. It is exciting. It really is a slow burn show. There's revelations every episode, but it takes its time. It lets its characters and its storytelling breathe. And I really appreciate that about it. Also, it is one of the most gorgeously shot shows I've ever watched on television. When I tell you that, like, the framing of every scene is just incredible, the way that the shots are set up, everything about it is just gorgeous, top to bottom. It looks so intriguing. It draws you in with every camera angle it uses, with every kind of lighting it uses, with every character's wardrobe. Like, everything about it is so meticulously thought out to convey different, to evoke different emotions, and it does it perfectly every time. It's unbelievable. So, that's the show I would recommend right now. If I had to recommend one show, that would be it. Watch Severance on Apple TV Plus. I talked about this in another video, but I think I don't have any Apple products, like I said. But for $4.99 a month, I think that between Ted Lasso, Severance, Mythic Quest, and Foundation, it's a steal. Those 4 shows alone are worth $4.99 a month. Also, you could really watch them all in a month if you really wanted to. Okay, that is what I have to do. I just have to do it a little quicker. Alright. here's a question for everybody watching. What changes would you like to see in Mario Maker 3? I really do think Mario Maker 2 has performed well enough, plus the popularity of Mario Multiverse, and there's another new one I just heard of that I don't even remember the name, it's like SMWX or something. Looks fantastic. There's very clearly a large market for people who want to play Mario games where you can make your own levels. So I think it would be really weird to assume that they're not gonna do that at some point. So that being said, what would you guys like to see in Mario Maker 3 that's different than Mario Maker 2? Is it something simple like being able to spin jump on saws, or being able to spin and hold an item like you could in the second game or in the first game? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it next time. Damn it, I have to make that jump immediately. Oh boy. Okay, I can do this. No, I do enjoy making levels, but I feel like I can never make something like this. Like, this just feels so beyond what I can do with Mario Maker as far as the creator goes. I can make a couple kind of fun shell trick levels, but even those are like they don't look pretty. They're just so Spartan and only have what they need to make the tricks work. An idiot. Alright, it is like 3 a.m. I've been doing recordings all day. I really would love to beat this castle as the last thing I do tonight. Because I don't think I could give up until I beat it, guys. Like, I don't think that's an option at this point, right? There's no way it is. I didn't hit jump. Guys, I didn't hit jump. Guys, I didn't hit jump when I hit the second spring. Because I'm a fucking moron. Also, I encourage you, I'm going to have my Twitch link in the bio below. Please consider following me on Twitch. Also, if you try to do it... I didn't hit jump again. If you try to do it before Saturday, the... I don't know, like whatever Friday is around April 17th, or whatever Saturday is around April 17th, my channel's going to say it doesn't exist. It does. I got a 7-day ban because we do a lot of Jackbox streams, and I made the very, very dumb mistake of being naive and assuming that people were good at heart, and that if we allowed people to come into our voice chat, they would be friendly. And that's what happened for weeks. Literally for weeks, we never had a problem. And then we had 2 kids come in and start just saying the N-word over and over and over again. We immediately banned them. My mods were right on top of it. I very clearly, on the video, was exasperated at the whole situation. I hate racism. I can't stand that shit. I find it doubly offensive when it's just kids trying to be edgelords. I think that's super annoying and super dumb. Not that racism is dumb. This is just extra dumb because it's not even coming from a place of hate. It's just coming from a place of, I think this is what cool people do. What am I doing there? Oh, is there a bone I could drop? A bone thing I could drop into? Maybe. Oh, maybe I get to drop into that at the end of it. Okay, that makes sense. And then I'm gonna jump up into the pipe. I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, I strongly, I very strongly request that you please consider following me on Twitch. We have an amazing community of people. It's growing constantly, and it is, you know, I've been a part of a lot of Twitch communities. I feel like ours is one of the most positive ones. Positive people, not necessarily positive gaming. But please consider doing that. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, you know, all that gross shit that I have to say because I'm on here. The truth of the matter is, it's not even about me. If there's content creators you like, do that stuff even when it's annoying, because all these shitty websites, that's how their algorithms work, you know? You have to hold jump a little bit on that. That's how their algorithms work. That's how they choose what to fucking show you on their front page, what to suggest to you on the sidebar. So if you see something you like, whether it's me or somebody else, give it a like, give it a subscribe. That way, not only, because I can tell you right now, if you like my page, you're going to find a lot of people who are a lot like me. So if you did like me, then hey, why wouldn't you want that? And if you don't like me, don't do that, you know. I held jump too much, guys. Oh, hopefully that'll be the last question of the night, because hopefully I can beat this level before then. Fuck. Why did you get into streaming? Was there a streamer who influenced you? Yes and yes. Well, why did I get into streaming isn't really a yes-no question. As a stand-up comic, once COVID hit, I wanted to think of ways to do other things. And there were some comics who wanted to film sketches. I didn't really want to do that. There were comics who wanted to do Zoom shows. I don't like doing stand-up comedy if I'm not in front of a live audience. It just doesn't feel right for me. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Personal preference. That's it. Streaming always had appealed to me. My favorite streamer is Grand Pooh Bear. I've been watching him for the better half of a decade. And I've always been a big fan of his because, number one, he's the reason I started getting into Kaizo. Number two, I always found him to be really down-to-earth and entertaining, and it was the first time I had seen somebody, because I didn't have a lot of experience with Twitch. It was the first time I saw somebody who didn't look like they were putting on an act, who actually seemed like they were who they were. Like, yeah, they might accentuate some of their personality quirks for humor or whatever, but at the end of the day, they conversed with their audience, not like a comic, say, would with his audience, but like friends would. And I found something very appealing about that. He happened to have a very positive audience at the time. I'm not saying he doesn't now, but, you know, going back a couple years, when he was averaging like a couple hundred viewers a stream, dude, you know, it was pretty awesome. It's still amazing, but back then it was, you know, in the early days of marbles and all that other stuff, it was a lot of fun. And I remember thinking, the best streamers I've watched are the ones who are selling more than anything else their personality. And I don't have a lot of good things going for me, but when it comes to entertainment, I've always been a person who knows how to have a good personality for entertainment. And I thought, maybe Twitch is a place where I could go and completely be myself. And not have to force jokes, not have to put on an act, not have to perform constantly. Just do what I love doing anyways, which is gaming, but do it with people watching and playing along and chatting with me. So when I got back from that tour last summer, I finally said I was going to do it. And I started as a Mario Maker viewer level streamer. And from the first day, it was insane. I couldn't believe how many people. And when I say how many people, I mean, like, I think I averaged like 4 or 5 viewers. Like, that was what my average viewer count was at any given time. But but I was doing Mario Maker viewer levels, so that has an inherent built-in base to it. But the mere fact that I was getting 5 viewers a day was, like, insane to me. Like, even when we did comedy shows, the headliner who I toured with last summer, you know, it was his tour. I was just on it. But he wasn't a draw in most places. Most places, there might be 1 or 2 audience members who knew his name. It wasn't like an entire crowd would come out to see him. So, I was excited that I had a couple people who seemed to want to hang out with me after I could play their levels. And at first, I tried to take a comics approach to it. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to roast viewer levels. So, like, if they suck, I'm just going to tell them that they suck. And it'll be funny, and, you know, it's only a Mario Maker level, so the creator's not going to mind, and everybody else will think it's funny, and it'll work out great. It didn't work out great, guys. Mario Maker creators take their levels very seriously. Like, every one of them is like they're like Van Gogh, and every one is one of his masterpieces. Even though we know that for a lot of level creators, the majority of them, their levels are garbage. So, I was in a weird spot, because some people were totally cool. Like, some people knew they made garbage, and they were totally cool with it. I tried very hard to be clear about sometimes, like, oh, this is just my personal preference, it's just not a kind... I have to do that slower. This is my personal preference, it's not something I'm against, I just personally don't like this kind of level, etc., etc. Did not go over great. It went over great with some people, and I got a couple fans out of it. But, for the most part, it was not popular, because Twitch is primarily younger viewers, and even by younger, I mean like early 20s or something, who are very much more of the generation of, like, let's build people up or give constructive criticism. And coming from the world of comedy, that is not something that is encouraged. Comedy still has a lot of comedy still very much has a 1980s, like, call people the F word, and by F word I don't mean fuck. Just generally be a cunt. Like, it was something I wasn't happy doing anymore. And the second I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to embrace the positive side of Twitch, everything changed. I started having so much more fun. I started getting followers much more quickly. I started streaming in September, and they give you a list of things you need to achieve to make affiliate. Within 2 streams, I had achieved every goal except for one. And the one goal I hadn't achieved was stream for 7 days. Because I couldn't, because it was only 2 days. So by my 7th day, I got the letter from Twitch offering me the affiliate role. And I was thrilled. I was so proud of that. And that was the middle of September. We're in what now, April? We are approaching 600 followers. We average between 12 and 20... Oh, fuck, that thing keeps flying. We average between 10 and 20 viewers per stream at any given time. Of course, there's people who come and go, but we are always... unless it's the very end of stream after like an 8 or 9 hour stream, I rarely ever see it dip below that. And I'm so proud of that. I know it might not seem like a lot to most people, but think about it like this. There's 10 people around the world who have an infinite amount of choices of what they want to do with their time. And they want to spend it watching me play video games, sometimes playing along, but at the end of the day, they want to do it with me. And that's kind of fucking crazy. Like, you could be doing literally anything. So I don't know. It just... Fuck. It just makes me really happy. And it makes me really excited to keep growing my Twitch audience, keep growing my Discord, because both of them have just become such positive, fun places full of people that I truly adore. Like, I'm part of the early internet generation. My generation was the first to be like, no, you could totally be friends with people online, and they're just as legitimate of friendships as the ones you have in real life. And there were boomers and fucking Gen Xers were like, are you sure about that? And we were like, yeah, no, we're definitely sure. And they were like, we don't believe you. And now we know for a fact it's 100% true. And the friends that I've made through Twitch I care about them so much. I stopped going, like, I was one of those people who was on Facebook for, like, at least 2 hours a day. I don't go on anymore. I don't care. It's all drama anyways, whereas Discord is just people sharing awesome things and having great conversations and generally just being happy to be there. And it's a nice feeling to be around again. I really like it. Favorite video game and why? Okay, so technically by time played, my favorite video game, Mario Maker might have eclipsed it now because I've been playing it so much over the last couple years to get better. But before that, if you went by time played, my favorite game of all time was actually the Rock Band series. And not just because I loved playing it and I was weirdly very good at the drums, which is the only thing I played on it. But it actually ties into my weight loss journey. So a lot of you who are watching this probably already know I talk about it in all my comedy shows. I used to weigh 650 pounds. I currently weigh 320 pounds. I know 320 pounds is a lot. I also know that it's a lot fucking less than 650 pounds. So no matter what anybody ever says about it, I'm going to be fucking proud of that fact. That is a lot of fucking weight for a human being to lose. If I die tomorrow, I still lost more weight than most fucking people ever lose who are on a weight loss journey. So I'm very proud of it. That's number one. Number two, and vastly more important. Number two, and vastly more important, I choke in simple situations. Number two, and vastly more important, you know that show, My 600 Pound Life? I'm not saying this is true for everybody, but I weighed 650 pounds. I still went to work every day. I still, don't get me wrong. I didn't like walking around the grocery store. I was out of breath very quickly and stuff. But I also didn't need help getting out of bed in the morning, I could still wash myself just fine. None of that stuff was really ever a problem. So I think those shows really exaggerate some of that shit. Fuck. Oh, it breaks at the end. Fuck. That sucks. I had a very, things like walking for an extended period of time for exercise were physically painful. And I don't mean, the kind of ache that, it should push through. It was no, my bones cannot handle the amount of weight that I'm carrying around. And my muscles. So, I had for years been playing Rock Band, specifically Rock Band drums. Specifically, I had the full extended drum kit. So I had all the cymbals, the kick pads, everything. And I would remember that a lot of times I would play the game for an hour at a time, and I would end up covered in sweat. And I never thought twice about it. I was like, I was just having fun, and, it's a bit of a workout to play it, whatever. And then I decided to start losing weight, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I started my diet, and because I couldn't really do much else, I started playing Rock Band every night for 2 to 3 hours. And I would just go, I had Rock Band 3, so I had the full cymbal support and everything. And I would go and make a 2 to 3 hour set list, and I would just play it right through, beginning to end. No pausing, other than to, to have some water. And that was it. And, it didn't matter if I beat every song or not. The point is I played nonstop for 2 to 3 hours every night. I lost my first 65 pounds doing that. Which, when you think about it, is fucking mind-blowing. That was the only physical exercise I did. I dieted, and I played Rock Band for 2 to 3 hours a night. And I lost 65 pounds. I went from 650 to 595, 590, something like that. So by time played alone, I think Rock Band has to be by default my favorite game. But I really love the original Mass Effect trilogy. Ending of the original trilogy aside, I still think it's one of the best series of video games ever made. Anything with the words Mario or Zelda in it. Although, I will say this. A lot of people say that you should play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link as an adult. I obviously did not. I played it as a very young child when it first came out. And I hated it. Like I think a lot of kids didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to do. As an adult, I would love to go back and play it again. And see if I could beat it. I think that would be a lot of fun. I really loved Breath of the Wild. It's probably my second or third favorite Zelda game. It's most likely tied for second with, It's most likely tied for second with, weirdly enough, Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker. I think it's just a brilliant game. The other one, my favorite of all time, is actually a 2D Zelda. It's A Link to the Past. And a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that I got it when it first came out. So Super NES came out, like 92, 93? I was like somewhere between 8 and 10 years old. The upgrade in quality and the size of the world and in the graphics from the Nintendo to the Super Nintendo. Zelda, A Link to the Past, felt like actually going on an adventure. Everything about it just blew me the fuck away. I love that game more than almost any game I've ever played in my life. What else? Hades is one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's a brilliant game. Spelunky 2, even though I've barely ever made any progress in it, I love that game. Fuck. 3D Mario. 3D Mario is easy. I know a lot of people say Odyssey. That's not mine. I know a lot of people say 64. Also not mine. My top two favorites are going to surprise a lot of people. My top two favorites. My number 2 is Super Mario Sunshine. I think it's a brilliant game with really cool mechanics, tons of fun secrets, and it's a hard game. The other one, my number 1 of all time, is Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think it is a perfect 3D Mario platformer. It is so creative. It is so inventive. It has so many secrets, so many stars to collect, so many challenges to get those stars. I can tell you, there's 242 stars in the game. I have never gotten more than 241. There's a level called the Perfect Run. I have never been able to beat it. One day I'm going to. I don't know when, but I'm going to beat it one day. Until then, it's still going to be my favorite 3D Mario game of all time. That being said, I think Odyssey is a fucking masterpiece. Fuck, I jumped too fast on that. I'm not a huge fan of Metroidvania style games. Not to say that I hate them, but if it's an exploration game at this point in my life, I think I prefer 3D games. Like I'd rather explore Fallout New Vegas or Skyrim or Kingdoms of Amalur than say, Hollow Knight. Not that Hollow Knight's not a great game, it is. It's just that I personally would prefer something, if I'm going to do exploration, I like 3D exploration. I don't know why. It's just personal preference. I hit the fucking pipe, didn't I? God damn it. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Those are my favorite games. How about you guys? What are your favorite games? Game series? Let me know. I'd like to, especially if you have Sega games that are are your favorite? I grew up in a Nintendo household. Not by, it was just, you know, we got an NES first. We loved it, so when the SNES came out, that was the one we wanted. You know, my parents were like, would you rather one or the other? And we were like, Nintendo, please, Nintendo, we want Nintendo. So especially if it's a 16 or 32-bit Sega game, I would love to know what games you really grew up on and loved. I know you have your Sonics and your Earthworm Jims and stuff like that, but I would like to hear really what like really got the imagination going of Sega players. The way that like A Link to the Past did for me. God, I suck at Mario. I would really like to beat this level in under an hour. This feels pretty pathetic that I haven't beat it yet. In fairness, I am pretty high and it is pretty late. Also, I've been playing Mario for a couple hours already, so the what you're gonna see in this video is like after already having played for like 4 hours. Guess I did that too fast. All the keys I need. Oh, okay. Boss fight, here we go. Oh, it's that kind of boss fight, is it? Okay. Okay. Cheeky motherfuckers. And I bet I need to stay big the whole time. I hate platforming as Big Mario so much. I think I needed that POW still. I'm very confused about what just happened there. Okay, we'll figure it out. Missed that, so that's going to be problematic. Do I want to hit that on the way back then? Alright, we'll figure it out. Not good. I want to hit it a second time and then fall into the shell, I think. That seems to make more sense. So I went too fast there. Interesting. I have no idea what's going to happen at the end of this. I feel like I'm going to come all the way back down to the bottom. But I don't know what would be at the bottom that I would want to do. Do I want the shellmet right at the beginning? I don't think so. No. I keep losing that POW though when I do that? That's what I want the POW for right there. Okay. Why do I keep underjumping that? Well, I don't think we're beating this in an hour, but we're sure as fuck gonna try. I fucking hate playing as Big Mario so much. Ugh. Why do I keep losing that? God damn it. I don't understand. Am I going too fast and that's what the problem is? And I'm not lining it up properly because fucking and there goes the shellman. Oh god. Come on, we can do this. I don't want to get the shellman. I want to be able to have it keep rising up and then not get it till the end. I'm a fucking moron. Oh my god, I am so dumb. Oh, that completely changes what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so I actually want to go faster than I am. I want to go as fast as humanly possible through this. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Okay. I could do this. Yeah, think about how much time I could have saved if I realized what I was doing wrong. Should I duck jump there? Can you duck jump when you're holding a block? I don't know if you can. Oh, you have to be really quick there and can't miss anything. God damn. Alright. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. All I had to do was wait till I fell down and throw it at both of them. That's all I had to do. I was an idiot. And I didn't get the one up. I was like, please tell me I have more than one life. Too late. I'm already too late, I know it. Come down here, through them like that thing, get in there, and then ride it up. Okay. Okay. This is it. We're gonna do it, guys. Okay, wait till we're down. God, you are evil, Keenz. World 1 done. Alright. That was by far my favorite level of all of them. Wow, the second half only took me 8 minutes and 38 seconds. That's impressive. Especially when the whole level took me an hour. Holy fuck, that was great. Well, you know what? We'll do a quick preview of the next level, but this will be the end of this video. We will do part 2. I think there's... Is there 5 more levels left or 4 more levels left? Well, there's 3 here, so there's probably 2. Oh, no, there's 3 here because there's going to be a castle. We'll do a quick preview of the next one. World 2, Level 1, Magellanic Cloud. Magellanic Cloud? I'm not sure what that was. What? Do I want to go after that Goomba up there? I do. I do, in fact, want to go after that Goomba. Then hit that, then jump up on top of that. I don't know what it's going to do after that, but we'll see what happens. Okay, there. Oh, maybe let that hit the ground and use it to jump up? Maybe not jump into the saw. Maybe let go of Y for a fucking fraction of a second, you fat fuck. That's exactly what I want to do. Okay, I understand what the premise of the beginning of this is. Guys, We'll give it the preemptive like. I'm sure I'm going to. So we are going to stop right there for now. We currently have 9 lives, 93 coins. Not that any of that matters. Took us about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get through the first world, which I think for me is a sweet spot of really enjoyable level creation. I really like levels that take me around that amount of time. I certainly don't get annoyed with them. I've played shell levels that took me 4 or 5 hours to beat. Don't get annoyed with them as long as they're fun. And this was clearly up that alley, although on skewing to the somewhat easier side. For good players, I mean, not players like me who suck ass. But yeah, that was the first part of Super Keenz2 World 2. Guys, once again, I hate to say all this shit, but please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. Here's the thing. If you leave a comment, I'm definitely going to address it on the next video, because I need shit to talk about. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want me to address, I don't care what it is, leave a comment, we'll talk about it. It'll give me something to rattle on about while I'm playing these games. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. I'm sure a lot of people dropped out along the way. But if you made it this far, I truly appreciate you. I appreciate anybody who clicked on this video even for a moment. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and even more importantly, take care of each other. My name is Dan Hoppel. This is RKOtheMic Plays. I will see you guys next time. Bye.